2 ways to stop UV sunshine factor threatening your structures in the bustling world of construction, where attention is often drawn to the challenges posed by wind, rain, and other natural elements. A silent assassin lurks unnoticed: ultraviolet radiation. This seemingly harmless sunshine factor can wreak havoc on building surfaces and structures, accelerating their breakdown and shortening their lifespan. In this episode, I'll examine the hidden dangers of UV damage and sun exposure on structures. I explore how the right green coatings can stand as the ultimate shield against this subtle yet potent threat, and how they are the best eco-choice. Preventing buildings, structures, and surfaces from early breakdown stops the environmentally harmful removal and replacement cycle of the generation, transportation, and storage of unwanted waste to overflowing landfills. Landfills that give off harmful CO2 emissions, while also potentially contaminating groundwater and polluting the air of neighboring communities. Stopping early breakdown additionally helps minimize the overuse of our precious natural resources for replacement materials. The menace of UV damage. UV rays, a part of solar radiation, pose a continuous threat to various building materials such as wood, masonry, concrete, stucco, and paint. Unprotected surfaces in areas with prolonged exposure to sunlight, especially during the summer months, witness an accelerated breakdown due to attacking UV radiation. The consequences are dire, ranging from warping and cracking to the overall disintegration of the structure. Water compounds the problem by seeping into surfaces, causing rot, mold issues, deterioration, and an ultimate collapse. In scientific speak, it's the degradation process, which involves photodegradation reactions triggered by exposure to UV radiation, leading to the breakdown of molecular chains, free radical production, and a subsequent reduction in material strength and flexibility. In simple terms, it disintegrates surfaces and the underlying structure, which is extremely damaging. Surfaces need be simply protected and defended against these invisible attacks. These unseen attacks can be the worst ones, as they can do extreme damage, and often only found when it is already too late. The hidden consequences: under a relentless assault of UV rays, materials undergo photooxidative degradation, resulting in the breaking of polymer chains and a deterioration of mechanical properties. Surfaces exposed to wetting and drying temperature changes and atmospheric pollution further amplified the damage. The consequences are not just appearance. Weakened structures are more susceptible to cracking, spalling, and long-term damage, prompting premature breakdown, potential collapse, and replacements. The proactive approach: best practices in UV protection. 1. Preparing for the attack. The key to thwarting the insidious impact of UV radiation lies in adopting a proactive stance. Being aware with correct information, knowing what is happening and what is coming, is the biggest thing in preparing for it. The use of the right UV-resistant, high-quality green coatings that integrate UV protection and waterproofing becomes paramount. These coatings act as a robust defense against UV rays, preventing the degradation of surface and ensuring a longer lifespan for structures. 2. Choosing the right defensive armor. When selecting materials for construction, fortification, and restoration projects, it's crucial to consider their resistance to UV radiation and a long-term service life cycle. The right UV-stable green coatings emerge as a superhero in this narrative, offering a reliable shield against the relentless onslaught of UV rays. By choosing encasement materials that are impervious to UV damage, builders and building owners can ensure the longevity and durability of their structures. Let's sum it up against this unseen foe. The threat posed by UV damage is real, often underestimated and understood only after it is too late. As builders, building owners, maintenance professionals, and homeowners alike seek longevity and resilience for their structures, incorporating the right green coatings with UV protection becomes a non-negotiable element. By understanding the nuances of UV damage and adopting proactive measures, we can ensure that our buildings and structures stand strong against the silent but potent force of the sun, preserving their integrity for years to come and keeping them out of harmful landfills. You may like this quote from Mark Kane, analyst, strategist, and communicator. The first step towards success is taken when you refuse to be a captive of the environment in which you first find yourself. What are your questions about today's episode? We are always here to help and excited to answer them. Thank you for listening, and see you on my next episode.